agentic AI with a real world example. So let's say I have $100 which I want to invest in US stock market, and this is my goal. So what is my goal? My goal is to invest this $100 into US stock market. Now I take a agentic AI help here and I ask to agentic AI, can you tell me how should I invest my $100 in US stock market? So let's try to understand what agentic AI can do and how it will approach this problem. So if someone asks you what agentic AI can do, then broadly, agentic AI can do number one, it can set a goal. So in this case, what is my goal? The goal is to give the best investment advice for this $100. Okay. Then agentic AI can plan some actions. So what are the actions which can be taken here? Maybe one action can be analyzing some top listed companies in the market. Second action could be just looking at the financial situations, for example, repo rate or what's happening in the financial market. The third thing could be looking at the global conditions, and there could be many actions here which can support the decision of where this $100 should be invested. So, what can agentic AI do? Based on this goal, it can plan actions. So, this is first action I need to do, this is second action I need to do, this is third action I need to do, and so on and so forth. And based on above planned actions, it can execute actions so that the goal will be achieved. So once all these analysis is done, all these actions are done, based on all these actions, based on the execution of all these actions, agentic AI will reach the goal of getting the best investment advice for $100. That was the goal. The interesting thing here is all these things that I'm mentioning here will happen with minimal or no human intervention. And this is very critical here. With minimal or no human intervention. And this is the thing that makes agentic AI special. So if you see what I have written in step 1 and step 2 and step 3 here, setting a goal, planning actions, executing those actions, all will happen with minimal or no human intervention, which means on its own. So the basic summary or basic definition of agentic AI is it can think, adapt, and evolve on its own. On this definition, let's try to understand some key characteristics of agentic AI. So, what is the first key characteristic of agentic AI is agentic AI is an autonomous system. Okay, so the first key characteristic is autonomy. As I was explaining in the example above, operates independently or operates with very minimal human intervention to no human intervention. Okay, so we should understand here agentic AI, what makes it special is the capability of operating independently. The second thing, the second characteristics of agentic AI is it is always goal based. Now, here is a difference if we compare it with traditional AI. I will talk more about that in lecture 2. But what is a goal based system? A goal based system is basically that takes a goal as an input. Okay, so the goal is give me the best investment advice for this $100. And how traditional AI system works is it is basically task based. We will see more on that. But when we say goal based, it is mostly focused on goals. So to achieve that goal, it can plan actions, it can execute action, and it can do many things, but it is goal focused. And third thing here, third characteristic of agentic AI is adaptability. Okay, adaptability. So what happens here is based on the environment, based on the how the performance has been, based on how the system is moving to achieve the goal, right? Agentic AI adapts based on environment and keeps improving. So the learning also happens in this process. Adapts based on environment and keeps improving. So If somebody asks you what is the basic definition of agentic AI, you can simply say an agentic AI is a system which can set a goal or take a goal, plan action, execute actions with no human intervention or minimal human intervention. What are the characteristics of agentic AI? It is an autonomous system, it is goal based, and it is adaptable, which means it learns on the process. And in the next lecture, we are going to take a use case and try to understand how agentic AI is different from traditional and be an example where both types of AI can be used. Okay, so let's try to understand how these two systems will work in different situations. First of all, let's see from goal point of view. From goal point of view, I will write here traditional AI and I will write here agentic AI. What could be one of the goal of traditional AI system? One of the goal of traditional AI system could be object detection. Just an example I am taking, object detection. For example, if you see a person standing on the road, then identify that person and give a signal that a person is there on the road. Or if there is some hindrance, if there is some problem, if there is something that you can identify as an issue on the road, just alert to the driver there is an issue on the road. So this is basically a image recognition problem, and traditional AI system has been trained on those images. So it will simply say that, this object has been detected on the street. So the goal here is object detection. But in agentic AI, the goal will be slightly bigger. The goal will be combination of multiple things. So the goal could be here route navigation. So the difference here is route navigation is basically taking a decision based on all these obstacles, taking a decision based on the weather condition, taking a decision based on the traffic, taking a decision based on the satellite data. Many things could come here, but the goal here is route navigation. And goal for traditional AI system could be something small, that could be a object detection. So this is how for self-driving car the goal or what we are trying to achieve from traditional AI and agentic AI may differ. Let's take one more example of adaptability. So, what will happen if traditional